Welcome back to Scary True Tales. I got another great Bigfoot encounter story for you tonight rather. And I like this one because it's some Army personnel that were doing some training, and everyone there saw it. This happened in the late 1970s, and it was the summertime in Fairbanks County, Alaska. He said him and his group were on the Black Rapids Glacier, just south of Delta Junction. And he goes on to say, I was part of a group of about a dozen Army personnel training in this area. It was summer on a warm, clear day, and we were above the tree line and had been camped there for several days. I was looking across the nearest valley when I spotted some movement. It was on the base of a steep mountainside in bare, rocky terrain with snowfields descending down the small gullies on the hillside. It was moving up the valley about a half a mile away. And when it crossed the snow, you could plainly see that this was not a bear. It walked upright with long strides and long arms swinging, and moved fast across the white snow. It was dark in color like a bear, and I've seen bear many times since in the same type of terrain even, and they don't move like this thing did. It was way too fast and way too big to be a human. Bears can and do walk upright, usually for some short instances when they need to see or smell something and they need the height, but they don't travel in this manner, and especially not in difficult terrain. And I pointed it out to all the other guys that were with me, and everyone saw it, and we all watched it until you could no longer see it. When it was out of the snow, it was hard to see against the rocks, but you could still make it out. Some of the guys wanted to go down and look for tracks, but mostly everybody was too scared to even go down there, and we had to camp there that night, and I remember nobody would even go outside after dark. Well, the next day we got out of there and we never went back, and 20 years later I probably still wouldn't go up there, even with a group of people with armed with weapons, and it's just not something I'd want to tangle with. The only thing that I've seen that looks even close to this, what I saw that day, there are the descriptions of a Bigfoot and some of the legitimate videos of a Bigfoot that I've seen. That's the closest thing what I saw comes to. Now, I was telling a friend also about this, and he said he found tracks in the sand in Alaska out by King Salmon. He said they were over 2 feet long and looked human. He has a lot of outdoor experience here and says they were in no way bear tracks. They definitely weren't bear tracks. When they step in their back foot steps in their front step, it makes it kind of look like a human foot, but you can tell the difference. This was also in a remote area, he said, where you didn't see people, hardly any people, and you rarely saw planes flying over. And that's a good encounter story. I like that because I think of my brother when he went in the Army and when he would have to go do training exercises and everything. And he was very serious, and those guys always seemed very serious about what they were doing, and nobody would just make up some silly story out of the blue. I just don't see it happening. They're trained observers, and they were there to do a specific job and get out. And I believe that they saw a Bigfoot on the side of the mountain that day. Thank you all for coming back to Scary True Tales, and I want to invite you back probably tomorrow. I'll have another video up. And if you have an encounter story or a ghost story, or if you've seen a UFO or anything paranormal that you want to share on the channel, just write me an email at bob.daigle75@aol.com. That's bob.daigle75@aol.com. And I'll be sure to get it up on the channel for you. Let's let everybody hear your story. Everybody has a good story in them. So I want to thank y'all for coming, and I appreciate you, and I'll see you next time on Scary True Tales. Bye-bye.